So I just got about 94,000 miles on the van, and unfortunately the steering, everything is so worn out that the steering wheel is just so sloppy, and if you jack it up, you know, you grab the wheel, everything is sloppy. So very typical for these vans, especially the idler arms. I got a new set. They're redesigned now. They completely changed the design because this design was going bad so quickly. So this is a new design from AC Delco, and I got the center link. But I found the tie rods actually being, let me dive in. The tie rods here actually being really good. I mean, they're pretty solid. There's no play. You can barely spin them. So they're good. I don't know if they were replaced before or not. They look original. But obviously you see this is the one I took out, the idler arm. They always go bad. And then the center link here, that's the link. Let me see. That's this puppy here on top. And it's connected to the pitman arm. So as you can see, this is the idler arm, and then here's the center link that I'm replacing. And it's a very easy job. It doesn't get easier. It's like changing a tire basically. See, most people what they will do is they'll loosen a nut. They'll move it out like that so you don't damage the thread, and you hit it with a hammer. Or what you do, you just hit on the side. Well, let's say like you hit it on the side, but it's on the you hit it on the arm, and the force, because this is tapered, and the force will let the ball joint go. The issue with this design here is basically everything's floating. There's so many, the pitman arm, the idle arms, everything's floating. So when you hit it, anything with a hammer, it just keeps bouncing up and down. You can do a lot of damage. Not only that, you don't have a solid hit with a hammer because it's floating in the air. Not like for example, a knuckle you got on the wheel, the steering knuckle. You know, you got something solid, so if you hit it with a hammer, you got some kind of impact. On this thing, you got nothing. This thing just floats. So that's why you need this kind of pulley. You're also going to need an 18mm socket for open wrench, but you know, socket obviously with ratchet works so much better. And that's the deal with GM. You better get a set of 18 different lengths, because if you buy any kind of set of wrenches, 18 is never in there. You always have 19, 17. I have a set of this one. I have a set of long one. I have a set of impact heavy duty ones, black like this. And none of them have 18mm. And the beauty about this tool, you can take the nut completely off. Some of the nuts, this one I took off, it's actually a compression nut. It's actually crimped. So when you use a hammer, for example, you take the nut off, not completely off, you leave it on, and you pound it on it, then you can't take it off. Because if you put a wrench on it, this entire thing spins inside of the ball joint. So beauty about this tool, you can take it off completely. And then and all you do is you go through the small part here, and then it fits, you slide it behind the ball joint, behind this bar, actually not the ball joint. And it's got a little center that digs into the threaded part, and then you just spin it. Boom, done. I mean, literally, that's how easy it is. Sometimes it takes a little more force, it'll be a loud pop, but it'll always let go. And now this thing comes off so easy. To remove the center link, that's the pitman arm, and the only thing that fits behind the pitman arm is this universal thing. So I would say if you have to buy one tool, this is the tool to buy, because it will work on all of them, no matter what it is, because it's adjustable and it's very long. The only issue would be it wouldn't fit somewhere, you know, like this one I got room enough to put it in. If it's tight space, you wouldn't be able to use it. None of my other ones would fit in there. I tried all of them. I tried shoveling this one in, this one, and this one, and basically this part here is too thick. This one's thin enough, but it's not wide enough this way here. So, and this one wouldn't fit. And this one's too thick again, so this one, the adjustable one, was the only one that would work. So just in case you're working on this job, make sure you have, I would just buy this one. I think I see those for like $30–40, just single one. And then this covers pretty much, you can do all the ball joints You can pull bearings, you can pull sprockets, pulleys, anything with it. So it's kind of universal tool and it works great. Hopefully you'll break this loose. There it goes. See? So this is yeah, if you're gonna buy one tool, this is the tool to buy. I mean, it's a heavy duty tool. And let me wipe some of this stuff, and you see the teeth behind it, very sharp, so you can get the hook anywhere. So I would say this is the tool to buy if you're gonna have one. So anyways, as you can see, it's all done, all new parts. And then like I said, I left the tie rods alone because they're just perfect shape. I just greased everything, the ball joints. And so yeah, the whole job took about 2 hours. And the parts were, this was $18, this was $18, this was $20. All AC Delco from Rock Auto. And like I said, it took about 2 hours to do this whole job. But that's because I'm laying on the ground. You know, if you have a lift, oh my goodness, you can do this thing in an hour. Easy job. And obviously the beauty about this van, it was only used in the summer here in New York for the little camp, summer camp. So this thing has zero rust. And boy, I mean, I'm jealous of people who live in the south, you know, especially Arizona in the desert. You know, anything you take off, you can see the ball joints, everything, there's just absolutely no rust on anything. Here's the old part, you know, I took out. So what a joy to work on cars that have no rust, you know. One thing I noticed is this wheel is a little sloppy. Hear that play in it? Now I repacked the bearings about 5,000 miles ago. I took it all apart, packed it with new grease, and it's on a taper bearing, so there's a nut, you tighten it. And I think you're not supposed to over tighten it because it'll kill the bearing, but I think I left it a little bit too loose. So I'm gonna take this cap off here and turn it maybe half a turn. You don't even have to take the wheel off to do this job. Just you do need a sharp, see how much grease? That's all grease, all packed in there. So it is a messy job. The job I just finished with the steering, that's one hell of a messy job. Everything you touch is just packed with grease because, well, you know, when you grease these bolt joints, everything gets filthy. There it goes. Since this nut is so loose, you can use just adjustable wrench. It's really not much. Let's see if I have to align the hole again. Just one turn. Yep, that's it. It's not one turn, I mean one to the next spot where the cotter pin can fit. Which in this case is what? That's the 1/6 of the turn and 1/3. However it goes. I think I over tighten it. Over tighten it, it's too loose. That's good. Shove it in there. Okay. And then just bend this cotter pin. You don't want that sucker to break loose and ruin your bearing. Alright. Oh yeah, that feels much better. Okay, let me put some new grease and that job's done, so